I thought the king had more affected the Duke of Albany than Cornwall.
It did always seem so to us. But now, in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he values most.
Is not this your son, my lord?
His breeding, sir, hath been at my charge. I've so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I'm brazen to it.
I cannot conceive you.
Sir, this young fellow's mother could, whereupon she grew round-wombed, and had indeed, sir, a son for a cradle, ere she had a husband to a bed. Do you smell the fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
Oh, but I have a son, sir, by order of law, some year elder than this, who yet is no dearer in my account. Though this knave came somewhat saucily to the world before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair. There was good sport at his making, and the horseman must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
My services to your lordship.
I must love you and sue to know you better.
Sir, I shall study deserving.
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again. The king is coming.
Attend the Princes France and Burgundy, Gloucester.
I shall, my liege.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Know that we have divided in 3 our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths while we, unburdened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you are no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant wish to publish our daughter's several dowers, that future strife may be prevented now. The princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, long in our court hath made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, which of you, shall we say, doth love us most? That we our largest bounty may extend where nature doth with merit challenge. Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than word can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty. Beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honor, as much as child e'er loved or father found. A love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much. I love you.
What? Shall Cordelia speak? Love and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests amidst champaigns riched, with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issue be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife of Cornwall? Speak.
I am made of that self-metal as my sister, and price me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short. That I profess myself an enemy to all other joys which the most precious square of sense possesses, and find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness love.
Then poor Cordelia. And yet not so, since I am sure my love is more generous than my tongue.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and worth than that received by Goneril. Now, our joy. Although our last, not least, for whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive for the interest, what can you say to gain a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. I speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less.
Now, Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest it may mar your fortunes.
Good, my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit, obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Haply when I shall wed, that lord whose hand shall take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters to love my father all.
Goes thy heart with this?
Aye, my good lord.
So young, so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth, then, be thy dower. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity and property of love, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever.
Good my liege.
Cease, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest on her kindness. Hence and avoid my sight! So be my grave my peace, as here I give her father's heart from her. Call France. Who stares? Call Burgundy. Cornwall and Albany with my two daughters' dowers digest this third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourself, by monthly course, with reservation of 100 knights, by you to be sustained, shall with you our abode make by 2 turns. Only we shall retain the name and all the addition of a king. The rest, revenue, sway, beloved sons, be yours. Which to confirm, this coronet part betwixt you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king.
The bow is bent and drawn. Make from the shaft.
Let it fall, rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wouldst thou do, old man? Think'st thou that duty shall have dread to speak when power to flattery bows? To plainness honor's bound when majesty stoops to folly. Now answer my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter doth not love thee least. Nor are those empty-hearted whose low sounds reverb no hollowness.
Kent, on thy life, no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being motive.
Out of my sight!
See better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now, by Apollo!
Oh, by Apollo, king, thou swearest thy gods in vain!
Oh, vassal! Recreant!
Yes, sir!
Forbear! Forbear!
Revoke thy gift, or whilst I can give clamour from my throat, I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant, on thine allegiance. Hear me. 5 days we do allow thee for provision to shield thee from the dangers of the world, and on the 6th to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found on our dominions, the moment is thy death. By Jupiter, away, this shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, king. Sith thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, who justly thinkst and hast most rightly said. Thus Kent, O princes, bids you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country new.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
A right noble Burgundy be first addressed toward you, who with this king hath rivaled for our daughter. What, in the least, will you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
Most Royal Majesty, I crave no more than hath your highness offered, nor will you tender less.
Right noble Burgundy, when she was dear to us, we did hold her so, but now her price is fallen. Sir, there she stands. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it, with our displeasure pierced, may fitly like your grace, she's there. She's yours.
Pardon me, Royal Sir. Election makes not up in such conditions.
Then leave her, sir, for by the power that made me, I tell you all her worth. For you, great king, I would not from your love make such a stray to match you where I hate. I beseech you therefore to avert your liking a more worthier way than on a wretch whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge hers.
This is most strange, that she whom even now was your best object, the dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous to dismantle so many folds of favor.
I yet beseech your majesty that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step, that hath deprived me of your grace and favor, but even for want of that, for which I am richer, a still soliciting eye and such a tongue that I am glad I have not, though not to have it hath lost me in your liking.
Better thou'st not been born than not to have pleased me better.
Is it but this? My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? Will you have her? She is herself a dowry.
Royal Lear, give that portion which you yourself proposed, and here I take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing. I've sworn. I'm firm.
I am sorry, then, you have so lost a father, that you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that respect of fortunes are his love. I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken and most loved despised. Thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful, I take up what's cast away. Gods, 'tis strange that from their cold's neglect my love should kindle to inflamed respect. Thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to my chance, is queen of us, of ours, and our fair France. Not all the dukes of waterish Burgundy can buy this unprized, precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia. Though unkind, thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast a France, let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Therefore, begone, without our benison, without our grace, our love. Come, noble Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father with washed eyes Cordelia leaves you. I know you what you are, and like a sister am most loath to call your faults as they are named. Love well our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him. But yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our duties.
Let your study be to content your lord, who hath received you at Fortune's arms.
Come, my fair Cordelia.
Sister, it is not little I have to speak of what most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain with you. Yes. Next month with us.
You see how full of changes his age is? The observation we have made of it has not been little. He always loved our sister most. With what poor judgment he has now cast her off appears too grossly.
It is the infirmity of his age, yet. Oh, he hath ever but slendерly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time have been but rash.
Such unconstant starts are we like to have from him as this, at Kent's banishment.
Pray you, let us hit together. If our father carry his authority with such disposition as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think on't.
We must do something, and in the heat.
Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the prejudice of nations to deprive me? For that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why, bastard, Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue, why brand they us with base? Baseness, bastardy base. Base. Who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops, got tween sleep and wake? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund. As for the legitimate, fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Kemp banished us, and France and Collar parted, and the king gone tonight. All this done upon the gad. Edmund, how now? What news?
So please your lordship, none.
Oh, why so earnestly seeking to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing.
No? What needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? Let's see, come. If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all o'erread, and as far as I have perused, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking.
Let's see, let's see.
I shall offend either to detain or give it.
Give me the letter, sir!
I hope for my brother's justification he wrote this but as an essay or taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times. Keeps our fortunes from us, till our oldness cannot relish them. Come to me that of this I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Huh? Conspiracy? Sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue. But my son, Edgar, had he a hand to write this? A heart and a brain to breathe it in? When came it into this? Who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother's.
It is his hand, my lord. But I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Has he never before sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord.
Hmm?
But yet I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit that sons at perfect age and fathers declined, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Oh, villain, villain. His very opinion in the letter. Go, sirrah, seek him out. I'll apprehend him. Abominable villain, where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. I dare pawn down my life for him that he hath writ this to feel my affection to your honor and to no other pretense of danger.
He cannot be such a monster.
No, nor is not, sure.
To his father that so tenderly and entirely loves him. Heaven and earth. These late eclipses of the sun and moon portend no good to us. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide. In cities mutinies, in countries discord, in palaces treason, and a bond cracked twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction. There's son against father, the king falls through bias of nature, there's father against child. Oh, we have seen the best of our times. Find out this villain, Edmund. It shall lose thee nothing. Now, do it carefully. And the noble and true-hearted Kent banished. His offense? Honesty. 'Tis strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world. That when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeits of our own behavior, we make of our disasters the sun, the moon, the stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, treachers by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. Oh, an admirable evasion of whore-master man, to lay his goatish dispositions to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows that I am rough and lecherous. Fat. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing.
Edgar! How now, Brother Edmund?
When saw you my father last?
The night gone by.
Spake you with him?
Aye, some 2 hours together.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word nor countenance?
None at all.
Well, bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him. And at my entreaty forbear his presence, until some little time have qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this time so rageth in him, that mischief to your person would scarcely allay it.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That's my fear. Retire you to my lodging. Where you go? Here's my key. If you stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother.
Brother, I advise you to the best. I am no honest man if there be any good meaning toward you.
Shall I hear from you alone?
I do serve you in this business. Oh, credulous father and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms that he suspects none, on whose foolish honesty my practices ride easy. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit, or with me's meet that I can fashion fit.
Oswald, did my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool?
Aye, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His nights grow riotous. Himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I'm sick. If you come slack of former services, you shall do well. The fault of it I'll answer.
He's coming, madam. I hear him.
Put on what weary negligence you please, you and your fellows. I'd have it come to question. If he distasted, let him to my sister, whose mind and mine, I know in that are one, not to be overruled. Idle old man, that still would manage those authorities that he hath given away. Remember what I have said.
Well, madam.
And let his knights have colder looks among you. What grows of it, no matter. Advise your fellows so. I breed from hence occasion, and I shall, that I may speak. I'll write to my sister straight to hold my very course. Go, prepare for dinner.
If but as well I other accents borrow that can my speech diffuse, my good intent may carry through itself to that full issue for which I raised my likeness. Now, banished Kent, if thou canst serve without a stand condemned, so may it come thy master whom thou lovest shall find thee full of labors.
Let me not wait and jump for dinner! Hello.
A man, sir.
What dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with us? What art thou?
A very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
Thou beest as poor for a subject as he is for a king. Thou art poor enough. So what wouldst thou?
Service.
Who wouldst thou serve?
You.
Thou know me, fella?
No, sir. But you have that in your countenance that I would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
What services canst thou do?
I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly. That which ordinary men are fit for am I qualified in, and the best of me is diligence.
How old art thou?
Not so young, sir, to love a woman for singing, nor so old to dote on her for anything. I have years on my back, 48.
Follow me, thou shalt serve me. If I like thee no worse after dinner, I will not part from thee yet. Dinner! Where's my knave, my fool? You, sir, where's my daughter?
So please you.
What says the fellow? Call the clock-ball back.
My lord.
Where's my fool? I think the world's asleep. Why, Hannah, where's that mongrel?
Sir, he says your daughter is not well.
Why came the slave not back to me when
Sir, he answered me in the roundest manner he would not.
Would not?
My lord, I know not what the matter is. But to my judgment, your highness is not entertained with the ceremonious affection as you were wont.
Ah, says thou so?
I beseech you, pardon me, my lord, if I be mistaken. My duty cannot remain silent when I think your highness wrong.
Thou but rememberest me of mine own conception. I have perceived a most faint neglect of yet, which I have rather blamed as mine own jealous curiosity. That is the very purpose of unkindness. I will think further on it. But where's my fool? I have not seen him this 2 days.
Since my lady's going into France, sir, the fool hath much pined away.
No more of that. I have noted it well. Go you, say to my daughter, I would speak with her. Go you, and call hither my fool. Ah, fella, come you hither, sir. Come hither, sir. Who am I, sir?
My lady's father.
My lady's father, my lord's knave, you horse and dog, you slave, you cur!
I'm none of these, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
Do you bandy looks with me, you rascal?
I'll not be strucken, my lord.
A trip neither, you base football player.
I thank thee, fellow, thou servest me, and I love thee.
Come, sir, arise, away. I'll teach you differences. Away! Away! And you will measure your lubber's length again, tarry, but away. Go to, have you wisdom? So!
I thank thee, here's earnest of thy service.
Let me hire him too. Here's my coxcomb.
Ah, my pretty knave, how dost thou?
Sirrah, you had best take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
Why? For taking one's part that's out of favour. Nay, and thou canst not smile as the wind sits, thou'lt catch cold shortly. There, take my coxcomb. Why, this fellow has banished Tutin's daughters and did the third a favour against his will. If thou follow him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. How now, nuncle, would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters.
Why, my boy?
If I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcombs myself. There's mine. Beg another of thy daughters.
Take care, fellow, the whip.
Truth's a dog must to kennel. He must be whipped out when the Lady Bratch may stand by the fire and speak.
Call to me!
Sarah, I'll teach thee a speech. Mark it, nuncle. That lord that counselled thee to give away thy land, come place him here by me. Do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear. The one in motley here, the other found out there.
Thou call me fool, boy.
All thy other titles thou hast given away, that thou wast born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
No, faith, lords and great men will not let me. If I had a monopoly out, they'd have part on't. And ladies, too. They'll not let me have all fool to myself. They'll be snatching. Nuncle, give me an egg, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What crowns do they be?
Why, after I have cut the egg in the middle and eat up the meat, the 2 crowns of the egg. When thou clovest thy crown in the middle and gavest away both parts, thou borest thine ass on thy back o'er the dirt. Thou hadst little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. Then they for sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play bo-peep and go the fools among.
When wast thou so full of songs, sirrah?
I have used it, uncle, ere since thou made thy daughters thy mothers. For then thou gavest them the rod and puttest down thine own breeches. Prithee, uncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
You lie, sirrah, we'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true, thou'lt have me whipped for lying, and sometimes I'm whipped for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool. Yet, it would not be thee, uncle. Thou hast pared thy wit to both sides, left nothing in the middle. Here comes one of the pairings.
Now, daughter, what puts that frontlet on? Thou art too much of late in a frown.
Oh, thou wast a pretty fellow, and thou hadst no need to care for her frowning. I am better than thou art now. I am a fool, but thou art nothing. Oh, yes, forsooth. I'll hold my tongue. So your face bids me, though you say nothing.
Not only, sir, this your all-licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do irely carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank and not to be endured riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found a safe redress. But now grow fearful by what yourself too late have spoken done, that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance.
For you know, uncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that it had its head bit off by it young. So out went the candle, and we were left darkling.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir. I would you would make use of your good wisdom and put away these dispositions which of late transport you from what you rightly are.
Does any here know me? This is not Lear. Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow.
Your name, fair gentlewoman.
This admiration, sir, is much in the savor of other your new pranks. I beseech you, understand my purposes aright. As you are old and reverend, should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust makes it more like a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame itself doth cry for instant remedy. Be then desired by her that else will take the thing she begs, a little to this quantity or train, and the remainder that shall still depend to be such men as may besort your age, who know themselves, and you.
Darkness and devils, saddle my horses! Call my train together, degenerate bastard, I'll not trouble thee. Yet have I left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters!
Oh, that too late repents. Oh, you, sir, are you come? Is this your will, sir? Speak, sir. Okay, saddle my horses!
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite, thou liest! My train are men of rarest parts, that all particulars of duty know. Oh, most small fault, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia show, which drew from my heart all love and added to the gall. Oh, Lear, 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 beat at this gate that let thy folly in thy dear judgment now go! Go, my people!
My lord, I am guiltless as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
It may be so, my lord. Here. Nature, here. Dear goddess, here. Suspend thy purpose if thou dost intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from a delicate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create a child of spleen, that it may live and be athwart disnatured torment to her. Let it plough wrinkles in that brow of youth, with cadent tears fret channels in her cheeks. Turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away!
Oh, gods that we adore, whereof comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know more of it. But let his disposition have such scope as dotage gives it.
50 of my followers at a clap within a fortnight.
What's the matter, sir?
Tell thee, life and death, I am ashamed that thou hast power to shake my manhood thus, that these hot tears which break from me perforce should make thee worth them. Blasts and fogs upon thee! Yet have I another daughter, who I know is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she'll tear thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I resume the shape which thou dost think I have shaken off forever.
I cannot be so partial, Goneril, to the great love I bear you.
Pray you contend. But Oswald, how? You, sir, more knave than fool after your master.
Nuncle Lear! Nuncle Lear! Tarry, take the fool with thee!
100 knights. It is politic and safe to keep at point 100 knights. Yes, that on every dream, each buzz, each fancy, each distaste, dislike, he may guard his dotage with their powers and hold our lives at mercy. What Oswald, I say?
Well, you may fear too far.
I don't trust too far. But here that I have with my sister. If she sustain him and his 100 knights when I have showed their unfitness. What Oswald? Have you writ that letter to my sister?
Aye, madam.
Take you some company and hide a horse, but hasten your return. No, no, my lord. This milky gentleness and course of yours, though I condemn it not, yet under pardon, you are much more taxed for want of wisdom than praise for harmful mildness.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better, oft we mar what's well.
Nay, then?
Well, the event.
Go before to Cornwall with this letter. If your diligence be not speedy, I'll be there for you.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your letter.
If a man's brains were in his heels, were it not in danger of kibes?
Aye,
Then I prithee be merry, thy wit shall not go slipshod. Shalt see thy other daughter will use thee kindly. For though she's as like this as a crab's like an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell.
What canst thou tell, my boy?
She'll taste as like this as a crab does to a crab. Canst tell why one's nose is set in the middle of his face?
No.
Why? To keep one's eyes on either side's nose, so that what a man cannot smell out, he may spy into.
I did her wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes his shell?
No.
Nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house.
Why?
Why, to keep's head in. Not to give it away to his daughters and leave his horns without a case.
I will forget my nature. So kind a father. Be my horses ready?
Aye, thy asses are gone about. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they are not 8.
Yes, indeed. Oh, thou wouldst make a good fool.
So take it away by force. Monster ingratitude.
If thou hadst been my fool, I would have had thee beaten for being old before thy time.
How's that?
Well, thou shouldst not have been old till thou hadst been wise.
Let me not be mad, sweet heaven. Keep me in temper. I would not be mad. My horse is ready!
Ready, my lord.
Come, boy.
My lord, the Duke of Cornwall and Regan, his Duchess, will be here tonight.
Tonight? Go, sir, arouse the steward! The Duke is coming!
Brother! Brother, a word I say! Brother! Go certify this place. My father watches. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You have now the good advantage of the night. Have you not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall? Advise yourself. He's coming hither now. Hither night, and with Regan with him.
Sure, not a word.
My father coming. Pardon me. In coming, I must seem to draw my sword upon you. Draw! Seem to defend yourself. Now, cut yourself well. Lights ho! Torches! Torches! Come before my father there! Fly, fly, brother, fly! Torches! Lights ho! Farewell! Some blood drawn on me will beget opinion of my more fierce endeavor. I've seen drunkards do more than this in sport. Father! Father! What, no help?
Now, Edmund, what's the matter?
Here stood my brother in the dark, his sharp sword out, mumbling of wicked charms.
But where is he?
Sir, look, I bleed.
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Fled this way, sir, when by no means he could...
Pursue him, I will go after! By no means what?
Persuade me to the murder of your lordship. Seeing how loathly opposite I stood to his unnatural purpose, in fell motion with his prepared sword, he charges home my unprovided body, lanced mine arm. Full suddenly he fled.
Let him fly far. Not in this land shall he remain uncaught and found dispatched. The noble Duke, my master, my worthy arch and patron, comes tonight. By his authority I will proclaim it, that he that finds him shall deserve our thanks, bringing the murderous coward to the stake. He that conceals him death.
When I threatened to discover him, he replied, thou unpossessing bastard. Dost think if I would stand against thee, would the reposal of any trust, faith, or virtue in thee make thy words faith? No, I turn it all to thy plot, suggestion, and damned practice.
Strange and hardened villain. I never got him. Hark, the Duke's trumpets. I know not why he comes. All poor child blood, the villain shall not escape. The Duke must grant me that. And of my land, loyal and natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable.
Hello, my noble friend. I have heard strange news.
If it be true, all vengeance comes too short which can pursue the offender. How does my lord?
Oh, madam, my old heart is cracked. It is cracked.
Why? Did my father's godson seek your life? He whom my father named, your Edgar.
Lady, shame would have it hid.
Was he not companion with the riotous knights that tended upon my father?
I know not, madam. 'Tis too bad, too bad.
Yes, madam. He was of that consort.
No marvel, then, that he were ill affected. 'Tis they have put him on the old man's death. I have this present evening been well informed of them from my sister, and with such cautions, that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there.
Nor I, assure thee, Regan. Edmund, I hear that you have shown your father a childlike office.
It was my duty, sir.
He did expose his practice and receive this hurt, you see, striving to apprehend him.
Is he pursued?
Aye, my good lord.
If he be taken, he shall never more be feared of doing harm. For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth this instant so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trusts we shall much need. You we first seize on.
I shall serve you, sir. Truly, however else.
For him I thank your grace.
You know not why we came to visit you?
Thus out of season, threading dark-eyed night, occasions, noble Gloucester, of some matter. Our father, he hath writ, so hath our sister, of differences, which I best thought it fit to answer from our home. The several messengers from hence attend dispatch. Our good old friend, lay comforts to your bosom, and bestow your needful counsel on our businesses, which craves the instant youth.
Madam, I serve you. Your graces are right welcome.
Good dawning to thee, friend. Out of this house?
Aye.
Where may we set our horses?
I the mire.
Prithee, if thou lovest me, tell me.
I love thee not.
Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fellow, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, whoreson rogue. One who wouldst be abhorred in way of good service, and art nothing but the composition of a beggar, coward, pander, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch. One whom I will beat into clamorous whining if thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee.
What a brazen-faced varlet art thou to deny thou knowest me. 'Tis 2 days since I tripped up thy heels and beat thee before the king. Draw, you rogue, or make a sop of you, you horse and cullionly barbermonger. Draw! Away! I'll have nothing to do with it! Draw, you rascal! You come with letters against the king, and take vanity's part against the royalty of her father. Draw, you rogue, or I'll so carbon out of your sight! Draw, you rascal! Come your way! Murder! Come, slate your slate! What? With your goodman boy and you, please? Oh, bless you. Come on, young master! The matter here! Keep peace upon your lives! He dies that strikes again. What is the matter?
The messengers from my sister and the king.
What is your difference? Speak.
I'm scarce in breath, my lord.
No marvel you have so bestirred your valor. You cowardly rascal. Nature disclaims in thee, a tailor made thee. Speak yet. How grew your quarrel?
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I've spared at suit of his grey beard.
Spare my grey beard, you wagtail. My lord, if you will give me leave, I will tread this unbolted villain into mortar and daub the walls of a jakes with him.
Peace, sirrah, you beastly knave. Know you no reverence?
Yes, sir, but anger hath a privilege.
And why art thou angry?
That such a slave as this should wear a sword that wears no honesty.
And how fell you out, say that?
No contraries hold more antipathy than I in such a knave.
Why dost thou call him knave? What is his fault?
His countenance likes me not.
No more perchance does mine, nor his, nor hers.
Sir, 'tis my occupation to be plain. I have seen better faces in my time than stands on any shoulder that I see before me at this instant.
This is some fellow who, having been praised for bluntness, doth affect a saucy roughness. He cannot flatter, he, an honest mind and plain. He must speak truth, and they will take it so. If not, he's plain. These kind of knaves I know. What was the offence you gave him?
I never gave him any. It pleased the king, his master, very late, to strike at me upon his misconstruction, when he, compact and flattering his displeasure, tripped me behind, got praises of the king, and in the fleshment of this dread exploit, drew on me here again.
Fetch forth the stocks. You stubborn ancient knave, you reverend blackguard. We'll teach you.
Sir, I am too old to learn. Call not your stocks for me. I serve the king, on whose employment I was sent to you. You shall do small respect. Show too bold malice against the grace and person of my master, stalking his messenger.
Fetch forth the stocks. As I have life and honor, there shall you sit till noon.
Till noon, till night, my lord. And all night, too.
Why, madam, if I were your father's dog, you should not use me so.
Sir, being his knave, I will.
This is a fellow of the self-same colour our sister speaks of. Come, bring away the stocks.
Let me beseech your grace not to do so. The king must take it ill that he, so slightly valued in his messenger, should have him thus restrained.
I'll answer that.
My sister may take it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted for following her affairs, put in his legs. Come, my lord, away.
I'm sorry for thee, friend. 'Tis the Duke's pleasure, whose disposition all the world well knows will not be robbed nor stopped. I'll entreat for thee.
Pray do not, sir. I've watched and traveled hard. Sometime I shall sleep out, the rest I'll whistle. A good man's fortunes may grow out at heels. I give you good morrow.
The Duke's to blame in this. 'Twill be ill taken.
Approach, thou beacon to this underglobe. By thy comfortable beams I may peruse this letter. I notice from Cordelia, who hath most fortunately been informed of my obscured course. All weary and o'erwatched, take vantage, heavy eyes, not to behold this shameful lodging. Fortune, good night. Smile once more. Turn thy wheel.
I am proclaimed. No port is free. No place that guard and most unusual vigilance does not attend my taking. Whilst I may escape, I will preserve myself, and am bethought to take the basest and most poorish shape that ever penury and contempt of man brought near to beast. My face I'll grime with filth, blanket my loins, elf all my hairs in knots, and with presented nakedness outface the winds and persecutions of the sky. The country gives me proof and precedent of Bedlam beggars, who with roaring voices strike in their numbed and mortified bare arms, pins, wooden pricks, nails, sprigs of rosemary, and with this horrible object from low farms, poor-pelting villages, sheep-cuts, mills, sometimes with lunatic bands, sometimes with prayers, and force their charity. Poor Elegant! Poor child! That's something yet. Edgar, I nothing am.
Strange that they should so depart from thence and not send back my messenger.
As I learned the night before, there was no purpose in them of this remove.
Hail to thee, noble master.
Makest thou this shame thy pastime?
No, my lord.
Oh, he wears cruel garters. Horses are tied by the heads, dogs and bears by the neck, monkeys by the loins, and men by the legs. And when a man's over lusty at legs, then he wears wooden nether stocks.
What's he that hath so much thy place forgot to set thee here?
It is both he and she, your son and daughter. Yes.
No, no.
I say yea.
No, no, they would not.
Yes, yes, they
By
have.
Jupiter, I swear. No.
I by Juno, I swear I.
They would not, durst not do it. 'Tis worse than murder to do upon respect such violent outrage.
My lord, when at their home I did commend your highness letters to them. Came there a reeking post, panting forth from Goneril his mistress' salutations. Delivered letters which presently they read. Straight took horse, commanded me to follow and attend the leisure of their answer. And meeting here the other messenger, being the very fellow which of late displayed so saucily against your highness, having more man than wit about me drew, your son and daughter found this trespass worth the shame which here it suffers.
Winter's not gone yet if the wild geese fly that way.
How this mother swells up toward my heart. Hysterica passio, down! Thy elements below. Where is this daughter?
With the Earl, sir, here within.
I may not. Stay here.
How chanced the king come with so small a number?
Hadst thou been put to the stocks for that question, thou'st well deserved it.
Why, fool?
I'll set thee to school to an end, to teach thee there is no labouring i' the winter. Let go thy hold when a great wheel runs down a hill, lest it break thy neck with following. But the great one that goes upward, let him draw thee after. Now, when a wise man gives thee better counsel, give me mine again. I'd have none but knaves use it, since a fool gives it.
And where learnt you this, fool?
Not i' the stocks, fool.
Denied to speak with me? They're sick, they're weary, they've travelled all night. Mere fetches, the images of revolt and flying off. Fetch me a better answer.
My dear lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke, how unremovable and fixed he is in his course.
Vengeance, plague, death, confusion, fiery! What quality? Why, Gloucester, I'd speak with the Duke of Cornwall and his wife.
Well, good my lord, I have informed them so.
Inform them? Just understand me, man.
Aye, my good lord.
The king would speak with Cornwall. The dear father would with his daughter speak. Are they informed of this? My breath and blood! The fiery duke, tell the hot duke that... No, not yet. Maybe he is not well. We are not ourselves when nature, being oppressed, commands the mind to suffer with the body. I forbear. Death on my state! Wherefore should he sit there? This act persuade me that this remission of the Duke and hers is practiced only. Give him my servant forth. Go tell the Duke and his wife I'd speak with them. Now! Presently, bid them come forth and hear me, or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cries sleep to death.
I would have all well betwixt you.
Oh, my heart. My rising heart. Down.
Cry to it, nuncle, as the cockney did to the eels when she put them in the paste alive. She napped him with a coxcomb with a stick and cried, down, Wantons, down. It was her brother that out of pure kindness to his horse buttered his hay.
Good morrow to you both.
Hail to your grace.
I am glad to see your highness.
Regan, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so. If thou shouldst not be glad, I would divorce me from thy mother's tomb, sepulchring an adulteress. Oh, are you free? Some other time for that. Beloved Regan, thy sister's naught. Oh, Regan, she hath tied sharp-toothed unkindness like a vulture. Here, thou'dst not believe with how depraved a quality. Oh, Regan.
I pray you, sir, take patience. I have hope you less know how to value her desert than she to scant her duty.
Say, how is that?
I cannot think my sister in the least would fail in her obligation. If, sir, perchance, she have restrained the riots of your followers, 'tis on such ground and to such wholesome end as clears her from all blame.
My curses on her!
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of his confine. You should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore, I pray you that to my sister you do make return. Say you have wronged her.
Never, Regan. All the stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ungrateful top.
Fie, sir, fie.
Infect her beauty, you fen-sucked fogs drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blister.
Oh, bless God, so you will wish on me when the rash mood is on.
Never, Regan, thou shalt never have my curse. 'Tis not in thee to grudge my pleasures, to cut off my train, and in conclusion to oppose the lock against my coming in. Thou better knowest the offices of duty, the dues of childhood. Thy half of the kingdom hast thou not forgot, wherein I thee endow.
Good sir, to the purpose.
Who put my man near the stocks?
What trumpet's that?
I know it, my sisters.
Who stopped my servant Regan? I have good hope thou didst not know of it. But who comes here? Oh, heavens. If you do love old men, if your sweet sway allow obedience, send down and take my part. Oh, Regan, wilt thou take her by the hand?
Why not by the hand, sir? How have I offended? All is not offence, that indiscretion finds and dotage terms so.
Besides, you are too tough. Will you yet hold? Who stuck my servant?
I set him there, sir, though his own disorders deserved much less advancement.
You? Did you?
I pray you, Father, being weak, seems so. If till the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me.
Return with her and 50 men dismissed? Never! Rather, I abjure all roofs and choose to wage against the enmity of the air, to be accompanied with the wolf and owl. Return with her!
Your choice, sir.
I prithee, daughter, do not make me mad. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. But yet thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter, or rather a disease that's in my blood, which I must needs call mine. Thou art a boil, an embossed carbuncle in my corrupted blood. But I'll not chide thee. Be better at thy leisure. Mend when thou canst. I can be patient. I can stay with Regan. I and my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I look not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister, for those that mingle reason with your passions must be content to think you old and so. But she knows what she does.
Is this well spoken?
I dare avouch it, sir. What, 50 followers? Is it not well? What should you need of more? Yea, or so many saith of both charge and danger. Speak against so great a number. How in one house should many people under 2 commands hold amity? 'Tis hard, almost impossible.
Why should not you, my lord, receive attention from those that she calls servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slack ye, we could control them. If you will come to me, for now I spy a danger, I entreat you to bring but 5 and 20. To no more will I give place or notice.
I gave you all.
And in good time you gave it.
Made you my guardians, but kept a reservation to be followed by such a number. What am I come to thee with 5 and 20, Regan? Says thou so?
And speak it again, my lord, no more with me.
Come with thee. Thy 50 yet doth double 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord, what need you 5 and 20? 10 or 5 to follow in a house where twice so many have a command to tend you?
What need one?
Oh, reason not the need! Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life's as cheap as beasts. Thou art a lady. If only to go warm where gorgeous, why nature needs wealth, but thou gorgeous worst, which scarcely keeps thee warm. But for true need, oh heavens, give me that patience. Patience I need. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that serves these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not so much to bear it tamely. No, you unnatural hags! I will have such vengeance on you both that all the world I shall do such things. What they shall be, yet I know not. But they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? No, I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping. But this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws. I'll weep. Oh, I shall go
Let us withdraw. 'Twill be a storm.
This house is little, The old man and's people cannot be well bestowed.
'Tis his own blame. Hath put himself from rest, and must needs taste his folly.
For his particular, I receive him gladly, but not one follower.
So my purpose.
The king is in high rage.
Whither is he going?
He calls to horse, but will I know not whither.
It is best to give him way. He leads himself.
My lord bid him by no means to stay.
Alack, the night comes on, and the bleak winds do sorely ruffle. For many miles about there's scarce a bush.
Oh, sir, to willful men the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors.
Shut up your doors, my lord. 'Tis a wild night. My Regan counsels well. Out of the storm.
Called you children, you owe me no subscription, then let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, weak, infirm, wretched old man. But yet I call you servile ministers that will with two pernicious daughters join your high-engendered battles against a head so old and white as this. Oh, ho, ho! 'Tis foul!
He that has a house to put head in has a good headpiece.
And the great God that keeps this dreadful pother o'er our heads find out her enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch that hast within thee and anointed crimes unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand, thou perjured and thou similar of virtue that ardent incestuous, caitiff to pieces shake, that under cover of convenient seeming has practiced on man's life. Close, pent-up guilt, drive your concealing continence and cry these dreadful summoners grace. I am a man more sinned against than silly.
Who's there? Oh, marry! Here's grace and a codpiece. That's a wise man and a fool.
No. I'll be the pattern of all patience. I will say nothing.
There, sir, are you here? Things that love night, love not such nights as these. Alack, bareheaded. Oh, gracious, my lord. Hard by here is a hollow. Some friendship will it lend you against the tempest repose you there.
My wits begin to turn. And now, my boy, how art my boy? Art cold? I'm cold myself. The art of our necessities is strange, and we take vile things precious first this straw, my fellow. Come, my knave, my fool. There's yet one part in my heart that's sorry yet for thee. And a little tiny wind, the rain goes, the wind and the rain must make content with
Alack, alack, Edmund, I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired their leave that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house. Charge me on pain of perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, nor in any way sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural.
Go to, say you nothing. I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. From France there comes a power into this scattered kingdom, who already wise in our negligence have secret feet in some of our best ports and are at point to show their open banner. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged at home. We must incline to the king. I will look him and secretly relieve him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke. If he asks for me, I am sick and gone to bed. If I die for it, as no less is threatened me, the king, my old master, must be relieved. There is strange things toward Edmund. Pray you, be careful.
This courtesy forbid thee. Shall the duke instantly know? And of this letter, too. Seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses no less than all. The younger rises when the old doth fall.
Here is the place, my lord. Good, my lord, and let me alone. The tyranny of the open night is too rough for nature to endure. Good, my lord, enter here.
Would break my heart.
I'd rather break mine own. Good, my lord, enter.
'Tis much to thee that this contentious storm invades us, and the skin soaked is to thee. But where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. Thou shun a bear, but if thy flight lay towards the roaring sea, thou'lt meet the bear in the mouth. When the mind's free, the body's delicate. The tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling else save what beats there. Filial ingratitude! Is it not that this mouth should bite this hand for lifting food to it, but I will punish foe? No, I will weep no more on such a night as this to set me out. Pour on! I will endure in such a night as this. Oh, Regan, Goneril, your old poor father that gave you all. No, that way madness lies. No more of that. Let me shun that.
Good, my lord, enter here.
Let me go in thyself. This tempest will not give me leave to ponder on things that hurt me more. But I'll go in. Envoy, go first. I'll pray, and then I'll sleep. You houseless poverty. Hey, get thee in! Poor naked wretches, wheresoever you be, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm, how shall your houseless heads, your unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have ta'en too little care of this. Take physic, pomp. Expose thyself to all that wretches feel, that thou mayst shake the superflux to them, and show the heavens more just.
Nanko, come not in here. He is a spirit. Help me, help
Give
me.
me thy hand. Who's there?
A spirit. He says his name, poor Tom.
What art thou that hast stumbled there in the straw? Come forth!
Away! The foul fiend follows me. Still through the hawthorn doors of Colin. Go to thy bed and warm thee.
Didst thou give all to thy 2 daughters, and art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend has led through fire and through flame, through ford and whirlpool, o'er bog and quagmire, that hath laid knives under his pillow and halted in his pew, set ratsbane by his porridge? Bless thy fine wit. Come to cold. Don't poor Tom some charity, whom the foul fiend vexes. There! I could have had him now. And there! And there again! And there!
What of his daughters brought him to this pass? Couldst thou save nothing? Didst thou give them all?
Nay, he reserved the blanket, lest we were all being shamed.
Tom's a cold. Is it the fashion for discarded fathers to have thus little mercy on their flesh?
Oh, this cold night will turn us all to fools and madmen.
Still through the hawthorn flows the cold wind. Says,
Thou wert better than thy grave than thus to answer with thy unprovided body this the extremity of the skies is man no more but this. Consider him well. Thou owest the worm no silk, the sheep no wool, the beast no hide, the cat no perfume. Here 3 honors are sophisticated, thou art the thing itself. Unaccommodated man is no more with such a poor, bare, forked animal as thou art. Come, come, off your landings. Come, unbutton here.
Prithee, uncle, be contented. It is a naughty night to swim in. A little fire in a wild field is like an old lecher's heart. A small spark, all the rest of his body cold. Oh, look, here comes a walking fire.
This is the foul fiend, flippity gibbet. He begins his curfew and walks to the first cock.
I beg your grace.
What's he?
Who's there? What is to see? What are you there? Your names?
Poor Tom, in the fury of his heart, when the foul fiend rages, eats cow dung for salads. Beware, my follower! Peace, Malkin!
What hath your grace no better company?
The Prince of Darkness is a gentleman. Tom's a cold.
Go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughter's hard commands. I ventured to come seek you out and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
First, let me have a word with this same learned thief. Say, sir, a word in your ear.
Good my lord, take us off and go into the house.
I will speak first to this Athenian. Let me have a word in private.
Importune him once more to go, my lord. His wits begin to answer. Canst thou blame him? His daughter seek his death. What a night this! I do beseech your grace.
Tell him I will keep still with my Theban.
Oh, good my lord, soothe him. Let him take the fellow.
Come, good Athenian.
No words, Ash.
Into the dark tower came. His word was true.
I smell the blood of the British.
I will have my revenge ere I depart this house.
Ah, my lord, I may be censured that nature thus gives way to loyalty. Something fears me to think of.
I now perceive it was not altogether your brother's evil disposition made him seek his death.
That is the letter he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Heavens! That this treason were not, or not I, the detector.
Go with me to the Duchess.
If the matter of this paper be certain, you have mighty business in hand.
True or false, it hath made thee Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension. And thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I will piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from you.
God's reward your kindness.
That Red-Law calls me and tells me Nero is in anger in the lake of darkness.
Nuncle, tell me whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman.
A king, and have 1,000 with red burning spits come hissing upon them. It shall be done. I will arraign them straight. Now, you she-foxes.
Look where she stands and glares.
How do you, sir? Stand you not so amazed. Will you sit down and rest?
I see their trial first. Thou, robed man of justice, take thy place. And thou, his yoke fellow in equity, bench by his side, you are the commission, sit you too.
Let us deal justly.
Arraign her first. 'Tis Goneril. I take my oath before this honorable assembly, she kicked the poor king, her father.
Hither, mistress, is your name Goneril?
She cannot deny it.
Cry mercy, I took you for a joint stool.
Here's another whose warped looks betray what stole her heart. He said, "Honor, 'tis Regan!" Oh, thou false justice, why hast thou let her escape? Must thy fire win?
Pity, sir, where is that patience now that you so often boasted to retain?
The dogs and all, Tray, Blanche, and Sweetheart. Look, they bark at me.
Lie here and rest a while.
Just peace. Make no noise. Draw the curtains. Draw the curtains. At supper in the morning.
And I'll go to bed at noon.
Come hither, Red. Where is the king, my master?
Yes, sir, but trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Good friend, I prithee, take him in thy arms. I have overheard a plot of death upon him. Here is a litter ready. Lay him in it and drive toward Dover, friend, where thou wilt meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master, if thou shouldst tarry half an hour. His life with thine and all that offer to defend him stand in the shore and loss. Take up, and follow me.
Blessed nature sleeps. This rest might yet have bound thy broken sinews, which convenience will not allow stand in hard cure. Come, help to bear thy master. Thou must not stay behind.
Come away. Away.
Post swiftly to my lord your husband. Show him this letter. The army of France is landed. How now? Where is the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence, and with some other of the lord's dependents are gone with him toward Dover, where they boast to have well-armed friends.
Seek out the traitor, Gloucester. Pinion him like a thief. Bring him before us.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take against your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt us. Farewell, dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester.
Farewell, sweet lord, and sister.
Edmund. Farewell. Traitor!
Ingrateful fox, 'tis he.
Bind fast his corky arms.
What mean your graces? Good my friends, consider you are my guests. Do me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say.
Hard. Hard! Oh, filthy traitor.
Unmerciful lady as you are, I am none.
Up to this chair, bind him.
By kind gods, 'twas most ignobly done to pluck me by the beard.
So white and such a traitor.
What will you do?
Come, sir. What letters have you late from France?
A simple answer, for we know the truth.
What confederacy have you with the traitors late-footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king? Speak.
I have a letter guessingly set down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart and not from one opposed.
Cunning.
And false.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover!
Wherefore to Dover? Was thou not charged?
Wherefore to Dover? Let him answer that.
I'm tied to the stake and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
Seat shalt thou never! Upon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot.
He that will think to lift me on, give me some help. Ah! Ah, cruel, oh, you God! Ah!
One side will mock another, the other too.
If you see vengeance...
Hold your hand, my lord. I've served you since I was a child, but better service have I never done than now to bid you hold.
Oh, now you
Dog, if you did wear a beard upon your chin, I'd shake it on this quarrel. Nay, then, come on.
A peasant, stand up thus.
I am slain. My lord, you have what I left to see some mischief on him.
Lest it see more, prevent it. Out, vile jelly! Where is thy luster now?
Oh, dark and comfortless. Where is my son Edmund?
Thou treacherous villain, thou call'st on him that hates thee. It was he revealed thy wicked treasons to us.
Oh, my follies. Then Edgar was amused.
Go, thrust him out at gates and let him smell his way to Dover. How does my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain! Throw this slave upon the dunghill! Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
Who comes here? My father. Blind and led. World. World. Oh, world.
Oh, my good lord. I have been your tenant, and your father's tenant these 80 years.
Away! Get me away! Good friend, be gone. Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
You cannot see your way.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumble when I saw. Dear son Edgar, the food of thy abused father's wrath. Might I but live to see thee in my touch, I'd say I had eyes again.
How now? Who's there? Tis poor mad Tom. Fellow, where goest?
Is it the beggar man?
Ah, madman, and beggar too.
In the last night's storm I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man of worm. My son came then into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. I have heard more since. as flies to wanton boys away to the gods. They kill us for their sport.
Bless thee, master.
Is that the naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Then prithee, get thee away. If for my sake thou wilt take us hence a mile or twain in the way toward Dover, do it for ancient love, and bring some covering for this naked soul, which I'll entreat to lead me.
Alack, sir, he is mad.
'Tis the time's plague when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bid thee, or rather do thy pleasure above the rest be gone.
I'll bring in the best apparel that I have. Come on, what will.
Sirrah, naked fellow.
Poor Tom's a cold.
Come here then, fellow.
Bless thy sweet eyes. They bleed.
Here, take this purse. That I am wretched makes thee the happier. Dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
There is a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it. From that place I shall no leading need.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
Welcome, my lord. I marvel a mild husband not messes on the way. Now, where is your master?
Madam, within. But never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worse. What most he should dislike seems pleasant to him. What like, offensive.
It is the cowish terror of his spirit that dares not undertake. Back, Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his musters and command his powers. I change arms at home and put the distaff into my husband's hands. His trusty servant shall pass between us. How long you are like to hear, if you dare venture in your own behalf. A mistress's command. Wear this. Spare speech. Decline your head. This kiss, if it does speak, would stretch thy spirit up into the air. Conceive and fare thee well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
Oh, my most dear Gloucester. Man and man, to thee a woman's services are due. Oh, fool usurps my bed.
Madam, here comes my lord.
I have been worth the whistle.
Oh, Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition.
No more, the text is foolish.
What have you done? Tigers, not daughters, what have you performed? A father and a gracious aged man, most barbarous, most degenerate, have you madded? Could my good brother suffer you to do it?
Milk-livered man that bears a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs, where is thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land. With plumed helm thy state begins to threat, whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and cries, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil. Proper deformity shows not in the fiend so horrid as in woman.
Oh, vain fool.
Were it my fitness to let these hands obey my blood, they're apt enough to dislocate and tear thy flesh and bones. Howe'er thou art a fiend, a woman's shape doth shield.
Marry your manhood, mew.
Oh, my good lord.
What news?
The Duke of Cornwall's dead, slain by his servant, while going to put out the eyes of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eyes? This shows you are above, you justices, that these are nether crimes, so speedily convenged. Oh, poor Gloucester.
This letter, madam, craves a speedy answer. 'Tis from your sister.
My maid dislikes me well, yet she being widowed, and my Gloucester with her, the news is not so tart.
and read and answer.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou showedst the king, and to revenge thine eyes.
But our Duke Albany's powers set forth.
Aye, madam.
Himself in person there.
Madam, with much ado, your sister is the better soldier.
Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home.
No, madam.
What might import my sister's letter to him?
I know not, lady.
Faith, he is posted hence on serious matter.
I must needs after him, madam, with my letter.
Our troops set forth tomorrow. Stay with us. The ways are dangerous.
I may not, madam. My lady charged my duty in this business.
Why should she write to Edmund? Might not you transport her purposes by word? Belike, some things, I know not what. I love thee much. Let me unseal the letter.
Madam, I had rather...
I know your lady does not love her husband, I'm sure of that. And at her late being here, she gave stranger yards and most speaking looks to noble Edmund. I know you are of her bosom.
I, madam?
I speak in understanding. Ja, I know it. Therefore I do advise you take this note. My lord is dead. Edmund and I have spoken. And more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. You may gather more. If you do find him, pray you give him this. And when your mistress hears thus much from you, I pray you desire her, call her wisdom to her. So fare you well. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would I could meet him, madam, I should show what party I do follow.
Very well.
When shall I come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now. Look how we labour.
He thinks the ground is even.
Ah, it's horrible steep. Hark, do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why, then your other senses grow imperfect by your eyes' anguish.
So it may be.
Come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. Halfway down hangs one that gathers samphire. Dreadful trade! Methinks he seems no bigger than his head. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice, and the murmuring surge that on the unnumbered idle pebble chafes cannot be heard so high. I'll look no more, lest my brain turn and the deficient sight topple down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
You are now within a foot of the extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leap upright.
Let go my hand. Go thou further off. Bid me farewell and let me hear the going.
Now fare ye well, good sir.
With all my heart.
Why I do trifle thus with his despair is done to cure it.
Oh, you mighty gods. This world I do renounce, and in your sights shake patiently my great affliction off. If Edgar live, oh, bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well.
Gone, sir. Farewell. Alive or dead? Oh, you, sir? Friend? Hear you, sir? Speak! Does mighty pass indeed. Yet he revives. What are you, sir?
Away, and let me die.
Hadst thou been aught but gossamer, feathers, air, so many fathom down, precipitating, those shiveredst like an egg, but thou dost breathe. Thy life's a miracle. Speak yet again.
But have I fallen or no?
Oh, do but look up.
Alack, I have no eyes. Is wretchedness deprived that benefit to end itself by death?
Give me your arm. Up. So. Oh, how is't? Feel you your legs. Oh, you stand.
Too well. Too well.
This is above all strangeness. Upon the crown of the cliff, what thing was that which parted from you?
A poor unfortunate beggar.
As I stood here below, methought his eyes were two full moons. It was some fiend.
I took it for a man. Often 'twould say, to fiend, to fiend. He led me to that place.
Oh, therefore, thou happy father, think that the clearest gods who make them honours of men's impossibilities have preserved thee.
I do remember now. Henceforth I'll bear affliction till it do cry out itself, enough, enough, and die.
Bear free and patient thoughts.
Oh, cannot touch me for coining. And the king himself. Nature's above art in that respect. Oh, here's your press money. That fellow handles his bowl like a crow keeper. Draw me your clothier's yard. Mouse. Piece. This piece of toasted cheese will do it. Bring up the brambills. Oh, well flown bird. In the clout. You. Come, come over the bourne, Bessie, thou little pretty Bessie. Come o'er the bourne, Bessie, to me. Her boat hath a leak, and she dare not speak. Why, she cannot come over to thee. Give the word!
Sweet marjoram.
I know that voice.
Ah, Goneril with the white beard. They flattered me like a dog. They told me I had white hairs in my beard, the black ones were there. To say I know to everything I said. I know is no good divinity. When the rain came to wet me once, and the wind to make me chatter, when the storm would not cease at my bidding, there I found them. There I smelt them out. Who do? They are not men of their word. They told me I was everything. It is a lie. I'm not ague-proof.
The trick of that voice I do well remember. It's not the king.
Huh? Every inch a king. And I do stare. See how the subject quakes. What dost thou call adultery? Thou shalt not die. Die for adultery? No. The wren goes to it. The small gilded fly does lecher in my sight. Let copulation thrive. For Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters got 'tween the lawful sheets. To luxury pell-mell, for I lack soldiers. Behold, young simpering dame, whose face between her forks presages snow, that minces virtue and doth shake the head to hear of pleasure's name. The polecat, nor the soiled horse goes to it with a more riotous appetite. Down from the waist their centaurs, though women all above. But to the girdle do the gods inherit. The rest is all the fiends. There's hell. There's darkness. There is the sulphurous pit, roasting, scalding, stench, consumption, fear. Give me an ounce of civet, good apothecary, to sweeten my imagination. Here's money for thee.
Oh, let me kiss that hand.
No, let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality.
Oh. Ruined piece of nature. This great world will so wear out to naught. Dost thou know me?
I remember thine eyes well enough. Dost thou squinny at me? Nay, do thy worst, blind Cupid. I'll not love. Read thou this challenge. Mark but the penning of it.
Were all thy letters sons, I could not see.
Read!
What with a case of eyes?
You there with me? No eyes in your head, no money in your purse. Your eyes are in a heavy case, your purse in a light. Yet you see how this world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What art mad? Thou canst see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thine ears. Behold how yon justice rails against that simple thief. Hearken thine ear. Change places, and handy-dandy. Which is the justice and which the thief? Thou hast seen a farmer's dog bark at a beggar, and the creature run from the cur.
Aye, sir.
There, thou mightst behold the great image of authority. A dog's obeyed in office. Thou rascal beadle! Hold thy desperate hand! Why dost thou lash that whore? Strip thine own back! Thou hotly lust to use her in that kind for which thou whipst her. The usurer hangs the cozener. Through tattered clothes great vices do appear. Robes and furred gowns hide all. Plate sin with gold, and the strong lance of justice hurtless breaks. None does offend. None, I say. I label them. Huh? Get thee glass eyes, and like a scurvy politician, seem to see the things thou dost not. No. Pull off my boots, huh? Huh? Harder! Harder! So. If thou wilt weep my fortunes, take my eyes. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. Thou must be patient. We came crying hither, thou knowest. First time that we smelled the air, we wail and cry that we are come to this great stage of fools.
Alack, day.
For a delicate stratagem to shoe a troop of horse with felt, and then when I am come upon these sons-in-law, then kill!
Lay a hand upon him.
Sir, your most dear daughter, Cordelia, Queen of France.
No rescue, what, prisoner? I'm even the natural fool of fortune. Use me well, you shall have ransom. Get me a surgeon and cut to the brain.
Sir, you shall have anything.
What? No seconds? All myself? Why, this would make a man of salt to use his eyes for garden water pots, aye, and for laying autumn dust. I will die bravely, like a smug bridegroom. What? I will be jovial. I'm a king, my masters. Know you that?
You are a royal one, and we obey you.
Then there's something in it. Nay, and you shall get it. You shall get it by running.
A sight most pitiful in the meanest wretch, past speaking of in a king. Thou hast one daughter who redeems nature from the general curse which twain have brought thee to.
Hail, gentle sir.
Speed you, sir, what your will.
You ought serve a battle toward.
Aye, most sure.
By your favour, how near's the other army?
Near and on speedy foot. The Queen on special cause is here.
Thank you, sir.
You ever gentle gods, take my breath from me. Let not my worser spirit tempt me again to die before you, please.
Well, pray you, Father. Give me your hand. I'll lead you to some biding.
Hearty thanks. The bounty and the benison of heaven is thine.
A proclaimed prize. Most happy. Thou old unhappy traitor. Briefly, thyself remember. The sword is out. That must destroy thee.
Now, let thy friendly hand put strength enough to it.
Wherefore, bold peasant? Darest thou support a published traitor? Let go his arm.
Nay, come not near the old man. Keep out.
Out, dunghill! Come!
Slave! Hast slain me. Villain! Take my purse, and give the letter which thou find'st about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Seek him out upon the English party. Oh, untimely death. Death. I know thee well, a serviceable villain.
What? Is he dead?
Sit you down, father. Rest you. Let's see these pockets. Let us see. Goneril. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off. There is nothing done. If he return the conqueror, then am I the prisoner and his bed my jail. From the loathed warmth whereof deliver me and supply the place for your labor. Your wife, so I would say, affectionate servant, Goneril. A plot upon her virtuous husband's life. And the exchange, my brother. Give me your hand. Far off, methinks they hear the beaten drum. Come, father.
How can I live and work to match thy goodness? My life will be too short and every measure fail me.
To be acknowledged, madam, is o'erpaid.
What does the king?
Madam sleeps still.
For your kind gods, cure this great breach in his abused nature. The untuned and jarring senses wind up of this child-changed father.
So please your majesty that we may wake the king. He hath slept long.
Be governed by your knowledge, and proceed at the sway of your own will. Is he arrayed?
Aye, madam. In the heaviness of sleep we bathed him and put fresh garments on him. Be by, good madam, when we do awake him. I do not doubt his temperance.
Very well.
Please you draw near. Loud music.
medicine on my lips, and let this kiss repair those violent harms which my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
Kind and dear princess.
Had you not been their father, these white flakes did challenge pity of them. Was this a face to be opposed against the warring winds? Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should have stood that night against my fire. And wast thou fain, poor father, to hovel thee with swine and rogues forlorn in short and musty straw? Alack, alack, 'tis wonder that thy life and wits at once did not concluded all. Rigg, speak to him.
Madam, do you? 'Tis fittest.
How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty?
You do me wrong to wake me out of the grave. Oh, what a soul in bliss. But I am bound upon a wheel of fire that mine own tears do scald like molten lead.
Sir, do you know me?
You're a spirit, I know. When did you die?
Still far wide.
He's scarce awake. Let him alone a while.
Where have I been? Where am I? Fair daylight. Mightily abused. I could not swear these are my hands. Would I were assured of my condition.
Oh, look upon me, sir, and raise your hands in benediction on me. No, sir, you must not kneel.
Do not mock me. I'm very foolish, fond, old man. 80 and upwards, not a day more nor less. And I do fear I am not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you and know this man. Yet I am doubtful. Do not laugh at me, for I do think this lady to be my child, Cordelia.
And so I am. I am.
Do your tears wet? Ah, yes, Faith. I pray, weep not. If you have poison for me, I will drink it. I know you do not love me, for your sisters have, as I do remember, done me wrong. You have some cause, they have not.
No cause, no cause.
Am I in France?
In your own kingdom, sir.
Oh, do not abuse me.
Be comforted, good madam. The great rage, you see, is killed in him.
You must bear with me. Pray you now forget and forgive. I am old and foolish.
Sweet Lord. You know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me truly, but yet speak the truth. Do you not love my sister?
In honored love.
But have you never found my brother's way to the forfended place?
thought abuses you.
I am doubtful you have been conjunct and bosomed with her as far as we call hers.
No. By mine honor, madam.
I never shall endure her, dear my lord. Be not familiar with her.
Fear not. She and the Duke are husband.
I'd rather lose that battle than that sister should loosen him and me.
Our very loving sister. Well bemet. Sir, this I hear, the king is come to his daughter, with others whom the rigours of our state forced to cry out.
The enemy's in view. Draw up your powers. Your haste is now urged on you.
We shall greet the time. Let's then determine with the ancient of war on our proceeding.
I shall attend you presently at your tent.
Sister, you'll go with us.
No.
It is most convenient. Pray, go with us.
Oh, I know the riddle. I will go.
To both these sisters have I sworn my love, each jealous of the other as the stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both? One? Neither? Neither shall be enjoyed if both remain alive. To take the widow exasperates, makes mad her sister Goneril, and hardly shall I carry out my side, her husband being alive. Now then, we'll use his countenance for the battle, which being done, let her, who would be rid of him, devise his speedy taking off. As for the mercy which he intends towards Lear and to Cordelia, the battle done, and they within our power, shall never see his pardon. For my state stands on me to defend, not to debate.
If e'er your grace had speech with man so poor, hear me one word.
Speak.
Before you fight the battle, ope this letter. If you have victory, let the trumpet sound for him that brought it. Fortune love you.
Stay till I have read the letter.
I was forbid it. When time shall serve, let the trumpet sound, and I'll appear again.
Fairly well. I will look thy paper.
Here, Father. Take the protection of this holy stone for your good host. Pray that the right may thrive. If ever I return to you again, I'll bring you comfort.
Grace go with you, sir.
Hath lost. He and his daughter ta'en. Give me that hand.
No further, sir.
Come on!
A man may rot even here.
What in ill thoughts again? Men must endure their going hence, even as their coming hither. Ripeness is all.
And that's true, too.
Guard them well, until their greater pleasures first be known that are to censure them.
The first who with best meaning have incurred the worst. For thee, oppressed king, I am cast down. Myself could else outfrown false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters?
No, 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 no. Come, let's away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds in a cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. And so we'll live and pray and sing, tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies, and hear poor rogues talk of court news. And we'll talk with them too, who loses, who wins, who's in, who's out, and take upon us the mystery of things as if we were God's spies. And we'll wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon.
Take them away!
Upon such sacrifices, my Cordelia, for gods themselves throw incense. Have I caught thee? He that parts us shall bring a brand from heaven and fire us hence like foxes. Wipe thine eyes. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell. Ere they shall see us weep, we'll see 'em starved first.
Captain, come hither. Hark. Take thou this note. Go follow them to prison. If thou dost as this instructs thee, thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Know thou this, that men are as the time is. To be tender-minded does not become a sword. Either say thou do it, or thrive by other means.
I cannot draw a cart, nor eat dried oats. If it be man's work, I'll do it.
Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain. And fortune led you well. You have the captives that were the opposites of this day's strife. I do require them of you.
Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard. With him I sent the queen, my reason all the same.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as we list to grace him. Methinks our pleasure might have been demanded ere you had spoke so far. He led our powers, bore the commission of my place and person, the which immediacy may well stand up and call itself your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your addition.
In my rights, by me invested, he compeers the best.
That were the most, and he should husband you.
Ah, jesters do oft prove prophets.
Oh, now, the eye that told you that look but a squint.
Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full flowing stomach. General, take thou my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony, dispose of them, of me. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master.
Mean you to enjoy him, then?
The let alone lies not in your goodwill.
Nor in thine, lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yes.
Let the drums strike and prove my title thine.
Stay yet. Hear me. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thy attaint this gilded serpent. For your claim, fair sister, I bar it in the interest of my wife. 'Tis she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict your bans. If you would marry, make your loves to me. My lady is bespoke.
An interlude?
Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prove upon thy person thy heinous, manifest, and many treasons, there is my pledge. I'll make it on thy heart ere I taste bread.
Sick. Sick.
Or our netra's poison.
What in the world he is that names me traitor? Villain like he lies! There's my exchange. He that dares approach. On him, on you who not. I will maintain my truth and honor firmly.
My sickness grew upon me.
It is not well. Convey her to my tent. Let the trumpet sound.
Who are you? Your name?
No, my name is lost. By treason's tooth, bare gnawn and canker bit. Draw thy sword. I protest that false to thy gods, thy brother and thy father, from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust below thy foot, thou art a most toad-spotted traitor.
Back do I toss these treasons to thy head. The sword of mine shall give them instant way, where they shall rest forever.
What art thou? Has this fortune on me?
I am no less in blood than thou art, Edmund. My name is Edgar. And thy father's son. The gods are just, and of our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where thee he got cost him his eyes.
Thou hast spoken right. 'Tis true. The wheel has come full circle. I am here.
Save him! Save him! This is practice, Gloucester. Thou art not vanquished, but cozened and beguiled.
Shut your mouth, dame, or with this paper will I stopple it. Thou worse than any name. Read thine own evil, no tearing, lady. I perceive you know it.
Say if I do. The laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign me for it?
Most monstrous! Oh, knowest thou this paper?
Ask me not. What I know.
Go after her, she's desperate. Govern her!
What you have charged me with, that I have done. It is past, and so am I.
I must embrace thee. Let sorrow split my heart if ever I did hate thee or thy father.
Worthy prince, I know it.
How have you known the miseries of your father?
By nursing them, my lord. Never, oh, fault, revealing myself unto him until some half hour passed, when I was armed. I asked his blessing, but his flawed heart, alack, too weak the conflict to support twixt two extremes of passion, joy and grief, burst smilingly.
Help! Oh, help! She's dead.
Who dead? Speak, man.
Your lady, sir. Your lady! And the sister of my hair is poisoned, she confesses it! I was contracted to them both. All three now marry in an instant.
I've come to bid my king and master I good night. Is he not here?
Speak, Edmund. Where's the king and where's Cordelia?
I pant for life. Some good I mean to do, despite of mine own nature. Quickly send, be brief in it, to the prison. For my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia. Oh. Nay, send in time.
Run! Haste thee for thy life!
He hath commission from thy wife and me to hang Cordelia in the prison. How? 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 Oh, you are men of stones. Had I your tongues and eyes, I'd use them so that heaven's vaults should crack. She's gone forever. You know when one is dead and when one lives, she's dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. If that her breath will mist or stain the stone, why then she lives. Is this the promised land? Or image of that horror?
Fall, cease.
This feather stirs. She lives. If it be so, it is a chance which doth redeem all sorrows that ever I have felt. Oh, my good master.
Prithee away. 'Tis noble Kent, your friend.
A plague upon you murderers, traitors all! I might have saved her, now she's gone forever. Cordelia. Cordelia? Stay a little.
What does that say?
Her voice was ever soft, gentle and low. An excellent thing in woman. I killed the slave that was hanging thee.
'Tis true, my lord.
Yeah, did I not, fella? I've seen the day with my good fighting fortune. I could have made him skip. I'm old now, and these same crosses spoil me. Who are you? My sight is not at the best, I tell you straight. Are you not Kent?
The same. Your servant Kent, who was your servant Caius.
Ah, he's a good fellow. He'll strike, and quickly too. He's dead and rotten.
No, my good lord, I am the very man that from your first of difference and decay followed your sad
You're welcome forever.
He knows not what he sees, and vain is it that we present us to him. Oh, see, see.
My poor fool is hanged. No. No. No life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou no breath, no? Thou'lt come no more. Never, 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 never. Pray you, undo this button. I thank you, sir. Look upon her. Look there. Look, her lips. Look there. Look.
He faints. My lord. My lord.
Break, heart, I prithee, break.
Look up, my lord.
Vex not his ghost. Oh, let him pass. He hates him who would upon the rack of this tough world stretch him out longer.
He is gone. Indeed.
The wonder is he hath endured so long.
Friends of my soul, you twain, rule in this realm, and the gored state sustained.
I have a journey, sir, shortly to go. My master calls me, I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time, we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The eldest hath borne most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long.